Hey, Nathan, thanks for listening to SiriusXM. What's up?
Hey, Thom. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of touch base. When you're talking about the tax records and you're saying, or not the tax cuts, you're saying that the tax cuts will actually lead to a decline in real wages?
Yeah, they have ever since Reagan did them.
I agree with that. Well, that might be a case in certain situations, but with the economy and unemployment keep going down and down and down, companies have to compete for workers. You know, they're going to have excess capital that they're going to want to deploy. If they expand at all, they're going to have to hire more people, and that will push wages up, or at least maintain.
We gave corporations $1.5 trillion. Well, a lot of it actually went to billionaires, but we gave corporations about $1 trillion in tax cuts, and we've had over $800 billion in share buybacks now, which is where companies reduce the amount of stock out in the marketplace in order to increase the value of the stock because their senior executives are compensated with stock. They're just taking the money for themselves. And I'm telling you, you go back and look at World War II. Franklin Roosevelt raised the top tax rate for 25%. First of all, Harding came into office in 1921, okay? In 1921...
Yeah, but Thom, you're not disagreeing with my point.
I am making my point. And when Harding came in 1921, the top tax rate was 91%. Harding dropped that to 25%. Wages actually went down during the Roaring 20s. Look it up. Wealth went up, but it was stock market wealth. It was phony baloney wealth. He deregulated the banking industry, deregulated the stock industry, and brought us the great crash. But wages went down. Franklin Roosevelt raised the top tax rate to 91%. And from then until 1967, it was 91%. And what happened? And even at the low end, you know, the lower tax rates were higher than they are now. What happened? Wages steadily grew during that 35-year period. Reagan comes into office. He reverses that. He takes the top tax rate, which at that point was 74%, excuse me. That's where LBJ fixed it in 1967. He drops that down to 25%. And what happens? Wages have been flat literally since Reagan did that. Wages go up in response. Working people's wages go up in response to taxes going up. Working people's wages go down in response to taxes going down. You can look I just gave you the history of the United States from 1900 to today, and you can easily look it up. You can also look it up for any other country in the world. This is an absolute reality that Grover Norquist doesn't want you to know about. The only people who see more money at the end of the year, and really because it takes 2 or 3 years for these effects to become visible, because in many cases, it's not that workers say to individual or employers say to individual workers, well, you got a tax cut, you got $2,000 extra in your paycheck every day or every year, so I'm not going to give you a raise. I mean, certainly they don't do raises anymore, in large part for that reason. But also, the main way that they lower wages is replacing people. They replace a $30,000 person with a $26,000 person. And that's the trend that we've, again, been seeing since Reagan cut taxes. So, you know, this is not rocket science, Nathan. On the other hand, if you're rich, which are the people who are defining tax policy, and you control your own income, as taxes go down, your extra money, leftover money goes up. As taxes go up, your leftover money goes down. And the job that Fox News and the right-wing machine has had and the Republicans have had for the last 40 years is to convince Americans that the same tax policies that affect billionaires will affect them the same way. And the average working people doesn't realize it's the exact opposite. It's literally the opposite. Taxes going down will cause your paycheck to go down. Taxes going up will cause your paycheck to go up over time, always. Thanks so much for being with us today. We'll be back tomorrow. In the meantime, don't forget, democracy is not a spectator sport. It requires all of us, including you. Get out there, get active, tag, you're it. See you tomorrow.
You've been listening to Thom Hartmann. For audio and video archives, visit thomhartmann.com.